Fantasy is a natural part of human sexuality and can range from simple daydreams to more elaborate scenarios. But there are some fantasies that many people consider taboo or even shameful. However, it's important to remember that our fantasies do not define us, and exploring them can actually lead to a healthier and more fulfilling sex life. So without further ado, let's dive into 4 taboo sexual fantasies that are actually quite common. Fantasy 1. BDSM. BDSM stands for bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism. This fantasy involves different power dynamics between partners, which can include elements of dominance and submission, role-playing, and physical restraint. While it may seem extreme or even violent to some, BDSM is actually based on trust, communication, and consent. And according to a study by the Journal of Sex Research, up to 65% of women and 53% of men have fantasized about BDSM. Fantasy 2. Exhibitionism and voyeurism. This fantasy involves the thrill of being watched or watching others engage in sexual activities. It's a common fantasy that can add excitement and arousal to a couple's sex life. However, it's important to remember that acting on these fantasies in public without consent can be considered a crime. Instead, consider exploring these fantasies in a private, safe, and consensual setting. Fantasy 3. Multiple partners. Have you ever fantasized about having sex with more than one person at the same time? You're not alone. This fantasy, also known as group sex or a threesome, is quite common, with 82% of men and 31% of women admitting to having this fantasy, according to a survey by the University of Montreal. While it may not be for everyone, exploring this fantasy with your partner can bring a new level of excitement to your sex life. Fantasy 4. Age play. Age play is a fantasy that involves role-playing as someone of a different age for sexual pleasure. This could mean pretending to be a younger or older person or even a parental figure. While this may seem taboo to some, it's actually quite common and can be a way for individuals to explore their sexuality and desires in a safe and consensual manner.